Do you think you really know yourself? That your mind is under control? The truth is, your psyche hides dark secrets you rarely hear about and ones you don't even suspect. Today, you'll learn 10 facts that show humans are far less predictable and far less safe than they appear. And at the end, I'll reveal a fact that shatters the very idea of free will. Fact 1. Your memory lies to you. Are you sure your memories are real? In reality, memory doesn't work like a camera, but more like a word file. Every time you recall an event, your brain rewrites the details. Experiments by psychologist Elizabeth Loftus proved this. People were shown a car accident and asked if the cars collided or smashed. When the word smashed was used, most confidently remembered broken glass, though there was none. Your memory is not a storage of facts, but a factory of illusions. And if your memory lies, can you really trust your decisions? Fact 2. The illusion of control. Would you think you make your own choices? Actually, no. 90% of decisions are made by the unconscious. Consciousness joins in afterward. You only get the report that the decision was already made. Neuroscientist Benjamin Libet showed this. Brain activity happens 2 to 3 seconds before a person decides to press a button. That means free will is an illusion. The brain acts first, and then you invent a logical explanation. But if your choices are illusions, what about morality? Fact 3. Everyone is capable of cruelty. You think you could never hurt others? You're wrong. In the right conditions, even the kindest person can turn violent. Stanley Milgram's famous experiment showed that 65% of participants would kill a person with electricity just because they were told to. And in World War II, ordinary teachers, farmers, and engineers became soldiers capable of brutality they could never imagine in peaceful life. Cruelty isn't an exception. It's part of human nature. You may be kind, but your psyche can break in minutes. Fact 4. The mind loves self-deception. You think people lie to you most often? No. The biggest liar in your life is you. Self-deception is a built-in defense mechanism. We convince ourselves everything is under control, even when life collapses. An alcoholic says, "I can quit anytime." A victim in an abusive relationship thinks, "He will change." Illusions protect us, but they also destroy us when we get stuck inside them. Fact 5. Emotions are contagious, like a virus. You yawn when someone else yawns. But what if this works with anxiety too? Emotions spread unconsciously through mirror neurons, special brain cells that activate when we watch others. We literally catch their states. Contagious laughter makes us smile. But the same mechanism spreads panic, fear, or rage. That's why crowds fall into hysteria, riots, or mass panic. Your psyche isn't fully yours, and soon you'll hear the most shocking truth about yourself. But first, fact 6. Your emotions control your body. We think we die from diseases, accidents, or enemies. But sometimes the deadliest weapon is our own emotions. Strong feelings trigger biochemical storms in the body. Stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol can overload the heart until it stops. Medicine calls this broken heart syndrome. The heart literally deforms as if squeezed by invisible hands. A person can die of grief after losing a loved one. There are real cases where people died just days after their spouse, even though they were physically healthy. The brain can destroy the body without a single external threat. Your thoughts may be your deadliest weapon. Fact 7. The crowd erases identity. Are you sure if the crowd around you goes mad tomorrow, you won't? Or will you dissolve into the mass? Psychologists call this de-individuation. In a crowd, personal responsibility vanishes. The I dissolves and morality disappears. During pogroms in Europe, peaceful neighbors, yesterday's friends and colleagues, became killers. The crowd didn't act as individuals. They acted as one faceless force. In a mass, a person stops being themselves. The crowd turns them into a tool of someone else's will. Fact 8. We love suffering. Why do millions spend hours watching horror movies and tragedies? Maybe deep down we don't just fear pain, we enjoy it. Neuroscience shows that the brain registers strong emotions, even negative ones, far more vividly than calm ones. Fear and suffering activate the same systems as excitement and thrill. In ancient Rome, tens of thousands gathered to watch gladiators kill each other. People paid money to see death and blood, and little has changed. Horror films and thrillers are still among the most popular genres. Bullfights still exist. The craving for fear and pain is an ancient instinct we still carry. Fact 9. Man fears himself. We fear the darkness outside, enemies, disasters, even the future. But what if the scariest monster is always inside us? Carl Jung called it the shadow, the hidden side of our psyche. The shadow contains suppressed desires, rage, cruelty, and the qualities we refuse to admit in ourselves. The more we deny them, the more they control us from within. Churchill admitted his greatest battle was not with Nazi Germany, but with depression and his inner demons. Artists and philosophers alike have said their darkest works came from struggles within, not outside. We spend life fighting the world around us, but the most dangerous enemy is always inside. And if man fears himself, what happens when even yourself turns out not to exist? That's next. Fact 10. Yourself is an illusion. You're sure you have a personality, that you control your life. But modern neuroscience proves the opposite. Thoughts are born in the brain before you become aware of them. What we call the self is nothing but habits, memories, and automatic programs. Buddhism has said for centuries, the I does not exist. And now science confirms it. Even great thinkers, Nietzsche, Jung, Schopenhauer, agreed. Consciousness is driven by forces we do not control. Conclusion: you are not the master of your own mind. Your I is not permanent. It's a dynamic illusion, created by the brain so you don't go insane from chaos. We've gone through 10 facts showing that the psyche is darker than we imagine. But here's the question: which fact shocked you the most? Write it in the comments. And if yourself is just an illusion, then who's really watching this video? And who will hit subscribe? You or your brain?